Clark's Truck Garage, and I'm starting to work on my timing chain guides. It's probably about 30 minutes of work. Went ahead and pulled the radiator and kept my transmission cooler lines down there. The radiator is new, but it's not in the best shape because the coolant system in this thing sucks. It's real clogged up, and you can see there's a bend there. It's right there. This thing was hit the front at one point, so I want to try to hammer that back in. That actually gave me a lot of problems whenever I was initially putting in that new radiator. It wouldn't line up, and I couldn't figure why. It would line up, but you know, you try to cinch it down, tighten it up, and it wouldn't do that. So I'm gonna hit that with a rubber mallet here in a minute, see if I can't get it somewhat straight. But next thing to do on here, there's really no steps to taking off the pulleys. I'm not going to really get into the motor today, because after I take the pulleys off, I'm going to clean up the front here, trying to prevent any kind of contamination. So, yeah. Oop, get my rubber mallet. But anyways, I got my little suit. It's kind of big on me. It's making me look fat. But anyway, I got a new water pump for it. This water pump, it seems to be doing fine, but in the condition of the coolant and how the bottom of the radiator just spewed out some like the thick stuff like that. And I have flushed the system before, but it must just be real bad. So replacing the water pump is something I need to do, and it's probably an original one. So when I take that off, I'll look at it. I was gonna put a new oil pump on it also, but it works just fine. And they're about $90. I can get a Reman oil pump or I can get a Reman water pump for like $20, but I just bought a new one, import direct or something. You know, I can get these things online for a lot cheaper, but well, I got an actual place I bought it from, so if something goes wrong with it, I can take it back there. But I don't know if that'd work or not. I want to pause it, and I want to try to get it some more. Well, I could not really get it straight. That must be a pretty rigid area. But I'll let future me worry about it when I'm putting it all back together. I'll have to remember to do that. But I want to stop this video. This is going to be a multiple part, or there's going to be more on this part. This is part 2. I'm probably going to start it back up when I got all the accessories off. And y'all get to just see it when it's done. Y'all don't even have to do any of it, unless you're watching this and you have to do it. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll get back to you shortly. Clark here again, and went ahead and got the drive stuff off. That actually took longer than I thought it would, I think. I also flushed the system out, which the cooling system rather, and I didn't really think about it, but we've been getting freezing weather lately, and now I just pumped pure water into my block. Now everything below here is drained out because, well, I guess it's all drained pretty much. I mean, there's probably some residual on the bottom of or toward the corner of the rear of the block, and it should be fine. If I really feel like it, I'll get some antifreeze, some like concentrate, and just shoot it through there. Well, I can't do it now actually. I put the thermostat back in. I'd have to take the thermostat back out. Pain in my butt. But anyway, the power steering pump, I couldn't seem to really actually get off of it. If it mounts to the head, that's fine. But I had to take those bolts out. Actually, I don't think I really had to, now that I think about it, but it's fine. These were kind of a pain. The trick I saw, or not saw, but what I did was, up into the last bolt, I would hold one on the tightening it, and use that to loosen up another one. And on the last one, I just put force onto the belt to keep it from spinning. You could do that for all of them. I didn't really think about it toward the end, but I'm gonna have to put this motor on top dead center whenever I start pulling this cover off, and that's gonna be a pain in my butt because I gotta take my valve cover back off. But this is where I'm at. Did this in about two and a half hours. I also try to clean some of the gunk off It's not completely clean, but once I get that cover off, I'm gonna clean it up real well. I might even paint. Now I'm not gonna paint it. I was wanting to at one point, but just more work added to something that's already labor intensive. And this is, of course, my other truck, and it's been having a coolant leak problem, and it keeps leaking out of that stupid thermostat housing. I don't know why. Put a new little O-ring that goes around this thermostats. That one has that and it doesn't leak. This one, put a new one in because it was already leaking out of it. It keeps leaking. So I kept that in there, and I also put a paper gasket down, thinking maybe the surfaces aren't exactly level, and so, you know, that's going to help it. I haven't actually started it yet. I filled it back up with coolant. This thing's just wasting my freaking coolant because it's nice green coolant all the way around. Because at one point it was just water, and this was when it was still warm outside, and I knew I had to get it fixed before it started freezing. But that's the end of this video, and I'm gonna work on it tomorrow, and that'll be part 3 maybe, or I might just keep it as part 2. But anyways, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe.